because it's not strangers, it's family, people we love. Hey guys, thanks for coming back to our series, Tough Love Letting Go, When Faith Gets Real. Today's episode is When Family Pushes Back. Woo, it's gonna be a doozy, guys. Hey, I wanted to remind you, grab your journal, okay? Grab a pen, because I'm gonna be asking some questions that you can put in your journal, things like that, so you can always pause, hit repeat, whatever you need to do. Chew me out if you need to, because you're like, dude, that's too real, too raw. I'm not ready. That's the great thing about these videos, right? One of the greatest things that I found was silent mentoring, something I brought up in a podcast. Go check it out in Right Over Coffee. Was the fact that this is where you don't have to feel that shame and guilt in telling your story to somebody else in person, physically. And it kind of helps you, and it kind of heals you through that. So come join me. Welcome back to Right Over Coffee. Today we're going to talk about something that can be really super heavy: when family pushes back, and what happens when your healing and doesn't match what they're used to. So have you ever felt like that moment when you started growing and you became the problem? Because let me tell you something. The truth is, families are built on patterns, unspoken rules and roles, and unspoken expectations. And when you step outside of that, it changes everything. It's like so naturally there's resistance. So naturally there's resistance. Sometimes it's loud and sometimes it's subtle. But you feel it. You know, you just really feel it. So journal moment. Have you been shrinking yourself to avoid conflict? Have you been going back to old patterns just to keep things smooth? And what part of you is silencing just to keep the peace? Those are all three questions that I, worked on, especially my husband and I, my friends and I. There's a lot of things that we silence ourselves just to keep the peace. We push things under the rug. We hide them in our, in our books. We just throw it in there, forget it. It's done. Just trying to be happy and make it through my day. But sometimes that's where it gets real, guys, because it's not strangers, it's family, people we love, people you want to connect with. Not everyone is ready for a healed version of you. And it's hard because you've healed the version of you, sets boundaries, speaks up, doesn't tolerate what's used to feel normal. And here's the word that I don't like to use because it makes, it's one of those words that I'm just like, oh, because it can make you feel uncomfortable, right? You have to feel those feelings. You have to feel all those emotions. You have to really decide if you're going to choose to do it or not. So again, it makes you feel uncomfortable to people who benefited from the old version you. That's really rough, guys. The truth can hurt sometimes, but the truth can also set you free. So what was comfortable with the version of you that didn't have boundaries? What expectations are you being asked to get back into? And what does it cost you to step back into that? Because let me say something here. I too battle with that. I mean, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. None of us that come on here and talk to you every day, whether it's Trent Shelton or me or Rachel Hollis, Jenny Allen, we all have been through stuff. We're just trying to give you the tools and resources that helped us. And for me, I had to ask those questions. I had to write it in my journal. I had to reread them. I had to look at it over and over, because every time I shrunk, I'm delaying my healing. And that is something that I just couldn't do anymore. It was like, what, like, for me, it was asking that question, how did that work out for me? And I would ask myself that question for years because I wasn't willing to let go of something. I wasn't willing to let go of my old self because so many people liked my old self. They didn't like the new rebuilt Elizabeth, they didn't like it. And it cost some friendships and it was really hard on me. Galatians 1:10. Am I now seeking the approval of man or God? That's a really big question for a lot of us. I mean, do we seek the approval of society, culture, things out there that we are consistently listening to or being around because we want that approval? Or are we trying to get the approval of God, the one that accepts the brokenhearted, the one who sent his son to die for our sins, the one who just wants our heart, the one who has grace and mercy, the one who is the true person that can live inside of us and make us whole when we don't feel it? Because let me tell you, he didn't come for those self-righteous people. He didn't come for those people that were going to church every day, but living a different life. I mean, there's a great quote. It's a really, really good one. And it's on the DC Talk. What if I stumble? What if I fall? So another great thing that we can do, let's take a time and ask these questions, okay? What would it look like if you stood and stand in your growth? Like, even if they don't understand it, even just take away the noise, take away the people, take away the family. What would it look like for you to stand in your growth, even if they don't understand it? Question 1. Question 2, can you love them without agreeing with everything? Hard question. Put it down, write it out, write your answer out. And can you stay kind without going back? That's how you're going to find your balance. And what I want to say gently to you is, you may never get the validation you're hoping for. I'm just going to let that sit because that took a lot for me to understand. I may never get that validation of what I'm hoping for. And that hurts. It's okay to hurt. It's okay to have these thoughts. Journal, 101 journal. But your healing is still worth it. I am still your cheerleader. I will be the one to say, keep going, friend, keep going. You can love your family and still choose a different way. You can honor them without abandoning yourself. And that is growth. And that's all that we're asking for. So let me just repeat that to you, because I'm your cheerleader. I will be the one, you don't know me, but I will be your cheerleader. You can love your family and still choose a different way. You can honor them without abandoning yourself, because that's your growth. And that's okay. So if this is Right Over Coffee, where we sit in truth and hard speaking and hard things that we deal with, and we find healing in the middle of it. And if this spoke to you today, if you're carrying something and you need someone to walk alongside you, you can reach out to me at any time, elizabethkgreen.com. You're not meant to be alone in this. Thanks for joining us, friends. See you later.